Welcome to Above the Ring News Break, your source for breaking news from above the ring. I am Sam. This is Scott. Before we start, though, dun, 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 dun. That's right. Bought a new pair of shades. My other one's broke. I wear the shades because my eyes look like I'm on crack when I go back and forth from screens. So it looks a lot less like boom, 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 boom. Anyways, we're going through our calendar. We're going to talk about a legend that just recently passed this past week. We're going to talk about results from Impact against all odds, some major title changes there.
Mm.
The ending of AEW Dynamite, something shocking, something not really, no idea what's going on here, but we're going to talk about it. And then, of course, the major update going on with the women's titles at WWE. So we're going to kick things off starting on June 15th, All Japan Pro Wrestling's Dynamite Series Night 2 in Tokyo. Pro Wrestling Noah on the 17th have Great Journey into Nagawa. On the 25th, we have Stardom Sunshine 2023. And, of course, AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door. Looking forward to this. Actually, technically, this is AEW's first pay-per-view outside of the United States.
Yeah, that's true.
And it won't be their last, as we know.
Nope.
All Japan Pro Wrestling the following night has Dynamite Series Night 3. And we will... After that, next time we talk, we'll be getting into Money in the Bank season, Scott. I know you're excited for that.
I am. I love Money in the Bank.
You are. So before we go, shocking death. I won't say shocking, but I mean he's been around for a while. Iron Sheik passed away at 81 earlier this week. Obviously, there are people Scott way more about the Sheik than I do. Obviously he's the guy who had he was the interim champion before Hulk Hogan got his first big title push. Yep. He was actually trained, I believe he came over from Iran and actually trained the U.S. wrestling team, Olympic team, prior to becoming a WWE wrestler.
He wrestled for Iran in the Olympics as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it was insane. Like they had a beautiful tribute video, as WWE always does on SmackDown, talking about the Iron Sheik. And Iron Sheik, of course, any of you, if you're on Twitter, you knew the Iron Sheik's Twitter handle was the greatest thing on that platform. Yeah, man, just wanted to break everybody's back and make everybody humble. That's just how it was.
And always Hulk Hogan as a POS.
Oh, of course, obviously, always, forever. And Iron Sheik was always the first one to tell you, without him, there would be no Hulkamania. So,
which is true. Well,
it is
true when you think about it.
Yep.
But it's there's a documentary on him. It came out I think the mid 2010s, early 2010s, about his career, about his downfall and his rise up. Actually, it kind of talks about his Twitter and whatnot too, because the guy who worked with him on that, he's like, oh yeah, you just do what he did for a long time, just call out people, and
yep.
It was funny, it was amusing, some truth to it, but he will be missed in the wrestling world and in Twitter, especially on Twitter. I know Hulk's I saw something about, right here. Instagram today, we honor the legacy of a wrestling icon, rest in peace, Sheik. The wrestling world has lost a true legend, and Sheik's contribution to our industry will never be forgotten. And I'll always cherish the battles we had in the ring. Our matches were intense, and our rivalry was legendary. We share a bond that only fellow wrestlers can understand. So, the age of the golden age of wrestlers passing is continues every
year.
It's on a lighter note, we're going to hop over to Impact. Obviously, I didn't get to watch Against All Odds. You didn't. Ethan probably did. Ethan can give you all of his numbers, all of his stats. He can outstat the stat man. Two real cool title changes happened here. First of all, Trey Miguel, great X Division champion, lost the title to Chris Sabin, one half of the Motor City Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alex Shelley defeating Steve Macklin to become the Impact World Champion. This is really cool for both these guys. They've just been a very consistent tag team. They were probably the Bucks before the Bucks.
Yeah, no, that yeah,
Like
that's a good comparison.
before I was familiar with the Bucks, I was familiar with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah,
So, they're both legends in their own right. I think somebody was saying Chris Sabin might be have the most X Division
I
titles.
think he's a 9-time champion. I thought I saw.
Yeah, I want to confirm that.
It's
But
insane too. Like that's a lot of titles for a lot of reigns for the same type of title.
yeah, I don't think anyone else has touched it. No. So Chris Sabin's the longest by day, combined days for 434.
Okay.
Behind him is Trey Miguel for 385 with only 2 reigns, which is good. Trey's young,
Right.
so he
Yeah.
will
He'll
probably
have no
beat that.
chances for more. Yeah.
Chris Sabin has it 9 times. Austin Aries, Jay Lethal, AJ Styles are all tied for 6. So,
All right. So he has it by far. Yeah.
yeah. So the only person I can see coming back and getting that title again is Jay Lethal, but I don't know if Jay's going to have that reign or number. But I don't know. I want to talk about that. I thought that was pretty cool. Impact is worth watching. I guess that's my main takeaway. I know we talked to a lot of people just hear Impact. Ugh. It doesn't have. I don't think it has that stigma anymore. And if you think it has that stigma, you need to watch it again.
No, it really hasn't had that stigma since Dixie Carter was involved. She tried, and I'll give her that. She tried, but most of the stuff that she tried to do on screen just and behind the scenes just didn't work well. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But
Yeah.
no. Both of us need to honestly get back on the Impact train. We just time. That's the big thing. We don't have a lot of spare time to do it. So one day,
One
one
day,
day, one day.
we'll have time to do nothing but watch wrestling and smoke cigars.
Right.
So on AEW Dynamite, I actually missed this. We were talking. If you watched our stream, I actually ran out. There was something. I had my cat sitter. I was gone for a couple days. Came in, so I missed this. But I don't even know if this is technically news. But I want to talk about this little spot here. Obviously, at the end of the Ricky Starks and Jay White match, we had the Guns come out and assist Jay White and then book it. Every article and everything I'm reading, they joined the Bullet Club. You look on Wikipedia, join the Bullet Club. I don't want to, until they show up on the next Dynamite, or unless there's something on Twitter I missed, please let us know in our comments. Have they joined Bullet Club? I don't know. This is fascinating because I will say, and Scott, I'll let you have all your ideas once I say the statement, because I know you're going to probably be in. The thing with the Guns, and I do like them. The problem is it's kind of like the Usos, where they had such stigma as, they're the funny guys. Ha ha. I think they need this to wash off the filth of, they're the funny sons of Billy Gunn.
Right. I liked most of their feud with FTR.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was their first real jump into being super serious. I wouldn't really count the heel turn they had with the Acclaim as part of that, because they were still kind of goofy about it. I like this if this is legit, like you said, them joining Bullet Club Gold, because every faction needs a tag team. Every faction needs a heavyweight challenger and a mid-card challenger. All they need now is a woman, and then they'll have the full thing. They're ready to go. People sleep on the Guns. They are a very, very talented tag team, also very young. And obviously, yes, you want to get away from their father, but obviously look who their father is. One of the best tag team specialists of all time. So yeah, they're both going to be really good for quite a long time. So yeah, I hope they get a chance to join. I hope it is legit and we see it either on Dynamite or Rampage, or hell, maybe they'll all be on Collision together. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I have high hopes for it.
Speaking about Collision, we didn't even talk about that. We totally forgot to add that at the beginning. We have announced CM Punk will be in the main event on the 17th episode of Collision. I will not be tweeting it because I will be out. What was the main event? I don't have it in front of me.
Main event was FTR and CM Punk versus Samoa Joe and oh my god. I just blanked myself. Jay White and Juice Robinson, I believe.
Okay.
Speaking of Bullet Club,
Yeah. So it'll be. We're gonna keep an eye on this. It's kind of odd, and ratings are gonna be. Ratings are tough for a Saturday. As we've talked in the past. I like to go out on a Saturday. I'm probably gonna watch it from time to time live, but not all the time. When it's gonna happen with Rampage, I don't know, but this is gonna be a good main event. This will definitely have eyes on it the first night. We know how this goes with almost any TV show. And we're not even talking wrestling. You even talk about stuff like, let's say, The Last of Us, or Game of Thrones, when they did was it Fire and Blood, where the first episode was like everyone wanted to see it.
Mm.
And then it's gonna dip this next couple episodes because some people are gonna, I'm not picking up on it.
right?
And it might slow, and then you'll have the people who like, well, it's like halfway done, I'll start it. And I'll start it, and we'll see. I'm looking forward to it right now. Our main event of News Break. I know Scott really has some ideas, and I'm gonna follow up with some ideas on this. Scott, let you take the lead on what's going on in the women's division in WWE.
Well, as you know, since the brand split, we've had the wrong women's titles on the wrong shows. Before it was Bianca, now it's Asuka as the Raw Women's Champion and Rhea Ripley as SmackDown's champion, but they're on each other, they're on the wrong brands. This past Friday on SmackDown, Triple H announced that there would be a new WWE women's championship that would be given to Asuka. So immediately I was like, oh, this should be great. I can't wait. Hopefully I'll have a really nice design for the belt. This would be great. They go to the announcement. Asuka comes out, sans the makeup and the paint, which I thought was a really nice touch too. And then Triple H unveils the title. And it's the same damn title that they gave to Roman. It's that awful version of gold with the white strap. So that's the only difference between the men's and women's title. I'm very disappointed. I was hoping for something more, but it's the same old nonsense. And of course, now this immediately makes you worry about Rhea, because I guarantee obviously they're going to do something for Rhea's title. There's already rumors that it's going to somewhat match what Seth has, which for me is okay. It will at least look better than this one. Will it be the same standard gold with a white strap? I don't know. I hope not. I hope they have something at least a little bit better but at this point, WWE's title belts have been awful since they unveiled the UK stuff. The UK stuff for me is still the most beautiful titles that they've ever done in quite a long time. And now those are all gone too. So it's like, all right, let's go back to the billboard. Let's go back to the stupid titles. So I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to that. But yeah, I was not very impressed.
No.
So, yeah.
And that leads to both of these women have deserved this title for a while. Their titles. It's interesting. First of all, the belt's disgusting. I don't know who. It's like they were like. I know a lot of people, and I will never understand this. I've seen more people give this new men's world heavyweight title crap over the women's in the gold belts. Don't know why. Don't know why people are cool with it. They look like pests.
It's terrible. Yeah, I know. I get it. Yes, it's golden. Oh my god, it should be amazing. Yes, Roman, I can understand that, but why are they doing this for the women's title? Like, obviously, no offense to Asuka, but she doesn't have a 1,000-day reign. Why is she getting a golden title? Why do you guys have to be so damn lazy with this design? Just come up with something good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop slapping different paint colors on this. I mean, seriously.
And that goes back to the other issue where, what'd you say? They're going to be uniting the belts?
Yes. Also on SmackDown, we're going to be unifying the women's tag titles with the NXT women's tag titles, which I get it. There's no more women's tag division in NXT because they're all on Raw and SmackDown now. So I get it. I understand why you're doing it. I just hate the fact that they are doing it. Let NXT have something. that's, unique to them, like they were having for a long time. Because after Sasha walked out with Naomi, there was no women's title for women's tag title for a while on the main roster. So the NXT women's title really kind of stepped up and did their thing for a while. Now we're gonna have one set of title belts. All I have to say though is I hope to God that Alba Fire and Isla Dawn win that match in 2 weeks when they have it on SmackDown, because I would love to see those two as tag champions and not Shayna and Ronda. And no offense to Shayna and Ronda, but the crowd is not happy with them at all. Period. Yeah. So
you know what's wild about this all? I'm gonna say this. And we could be talking about this all day and turn this into a podcast in itself. We might bring it up again. We just had this issue with this draft. Okay? Draft. Right.
Yeah.
Where we don't know what's gonna happen with the men's title, so we're gonna have to just get another belt. On the other end of it, they have a lower card brand and they have their upper card brands for the women's tag titles.
Yep.
And now they're like, no, we're going to merge those.
Yep.
Yeah. So
the only good thing I could see coming out of this is if they introduce a mid-card women's title, which a lot of people have been clamoring for. For the longest time, I was like, I don't think you really need it. But at this point, if you're going to take away one of the better things that NXT had, maybe give the main roster a mid-card women's title. Let them run with that. I think that would be kind of cool too. Kind of like what TBS and the women's title does over at AEW. I think it'd be interesting for them to do it in WWE. Of course, then you'll have the stands being like, oh, they're just copying. It's like, shut up. Just let these women have something else to fight for. Most of the time, WWE does a terrible job of doing storylines with women who aren't in the title picture. Now you have a chance to do something with things in a title picture, just not for the main one. Give the second one some credibility right off the bat. At least give something until they can find writers that can actually write well for the women and have them develop really good storylines constantly when they're not involved in the title. Give them a second title to play with. I think it would work in the interim, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I don't know. I feel like that's like, oh, the men, we can give them as many belts as they want. But the women, these tag titles aren't doing anything for us, which it seems like, from my understanding, that they have more worth on NXT than they do on the main roster.
They certainly did.
So, guys, thank you for News Break. Please make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell us how we did. If there's anything that we should have discussed, if you have opposite opinions of us, thank you for watching.